Should we raise minimum wage in America? By Jose Mora, Alex White, and Nick McNew. Esmeralda is a 45-year-old woman working two jobs. She works the morning shift at Jack in the Box and the night shift at a diner near her home. She barely gets to see her 13-year-old son Eric and 7-year-old daughter Monse. Eric has been taking care of Monse since he was 7 and his father died. As a newly single mother of 2, Esmeralda knew that she had to find a way to cover their costs. Earning $7.25 an hour, she has to work 16 hours a day to afford her $900 two-bedroom apartment plus living expenses. To her, an increase in minimum wage could mean seeing her children more often while still keeping them happy and healthy. The first point I will be discussing is the fact that increasing minimum wage will raise families out of poverty. It does so by providing more money, which can then be used to buy a better house in a better neighborhood, access to better medical assistance, and better educational tools. Increased educational tools also help students do better in school and therefore continue to study. Instead of dropping out, which studies have shown is highest among low-income households, students can pursue higher education, continuing their academic path, leads children to raise to a higher class where they can not only have living money, but spending money. This money can be used to pay for medical expenses, which could have been out of the budget before the wage increase. This leads me to the second topic, which is that increased wages stimulate the economy. Providing families with more money leads them to spend more on needs and wants. Instead of saving, families who find themselves with more money spend it on things they have been needing and or wanting. In short, increased wages directly contribute to increased consumerism. On the other hand, there are families that prefer to save for a rainy day. This money then goes to the loan fund. Banks use this money to give out to people and businesses, which create more stimulus for the economy. The increased consumerism leads me to my third point. With all of these new consumers, businesses find themselves requiring more workers. They open up more positions within their business, which leads to more money circulating in the economy. Therefore, a positive feedback loop of wages and positions is created. Increasing the minimum wage to a livable sum lends to families who are now dependent on federal welfare programs to be self-sufficient. Instead of using tax money to help feed and house low-income families, the government can use it to fund space programs, infrastructure development, educational improvement, and so many more programs. In doing so, the government would also help develop jobs. In turn, new jobs would reduce the homeless population and lower poverty through the country. An increase in the minimum wage reduces homelessness and poverty levels. It also helps reduce the wage gap by increasing the wage. The middle ground between low wages and high wages is reduced, leaving a more balanced economy. This helps everyone have access to the same resources, which helps lower classes climb the economic ladder while not allowing the higher classes to have an extraordinary advantage. By increasing minimum wage, employers can influence employee loyalty. Keeping their employees happy with increased wages means that businesses do not have to worry about searching for and training new employees. Instead of wasting money on that, companies can increase their income to open new locations. In doing so, they create more jobs.
A great man once talked about a story of his younger days. It went something like this.
Hey, before I started comedy, I used to work at McDonald's making minimum wage. Do you know what it means when somebody pays you minimum wage? You know what your boss was trying to say? It's like, hey, if I could pay you less, I would. But it's against the law. Now, minimum wage used to come up to about $200 a week, and then they would take out $50 in taxes. That's a lot of money if you're only making $200 a week. That's kind of like kicking Monday and Tuesday in the ass, okay?
The amazing man who told this short but unique story was the legend himself, Chris Rock. But what he says is not entirely true, and I'll provide a sound reason that supports this claim. Talk about minimum wage has been circling around the globe for a very long time now. A lot of people suggest that the government should raise the minimum wage. Personally, I don't think we should. Raising the minimum wage typically hurts our economy by raising taxes, which the U.S. already has a problem with. But somebody has to pay the higher wages. Our president, Donald Trump, expressed his take on this matter in this video.
I can't be, Neil, and the reason I can't be is that we are a country that is being beaten on every front, economically, militarily. There is nothing that we do now to win. We don't win anymore. Our taxes are too high. I've come up with a tax plan that many people like very much. It's going to be a tremendous plan. I think it'll make our country and our economy very dynamic. But taxes too high, wages too high, we're not going to be able to compete against the world. I hate to say it, but we have to leave it the way it is. People have to go out, they have to work really hard, and they have to get into that upper stratum. But we cannot do this if we are going to compete with the rest of the world. We just can't do it.
So do not raise the minimum wage.
I would not raise the minimum.
As you can tell by what he's saying in the video, America will not be able to compete globally if we raise the minimum wage. Competing with other countries economically is extremely important to the U.S. It's a key factor that keeps our economy running proficiently. Also, Trump states an important subject that comes up a lot with talks about raising the minimum wage. He said people have to go out, they have to work really hard, and they have to get into the upper stratum. Our president believes that it is entirely possible for anybody to get into a higher society as long as they work hard. This statement, while both true and false, is the foundation of the American dream. It's what our country was founded on. Also, the majority of people working on minimum wage will most likely lose their jobs due to the competition increasing. Professor Don Bordeaux of George Mason University explains the topic of people losing jobs due to a higher minimum wage excellently in this video.
There's a movement in cities across the workers fired first and the ones hired last are those who employers judge to be the least productive. The inner city teen from the lousy school district or the immigrant with poor English will be fired before the suburban American teen from the excellent school district. So those who are most disadvantaged tend to suffer the most job losses. This reality is compounded by the fact that raising the minimum wage causes more competition for jobs. A supermarket job that once paid $8 per hour draws more applicants when it pays $15 per hour. Applicants who include retirees and people with higher education who re-enter the workforce only because of the higher wage. Because these people often have more skills, they squeeze out immigrants and those from disadvantaged backgrounds who are likely more desperate for the jobs and certainly more desperate to gain job experience. The third reason is that
So, as you can see, if we raise the minimum wage, the people who need jobs will be even less likely to get it due to the increasing competition. Also, further into the video, he starts talking about how more 96% of Americans today earn higher than their current minimum wage. This is heavily due to the employers giving raises and bonuses to their hardworking and valuable employees. Another valuable topic surrounding the minimum wage that none of the videos covered is spending and saving money. Spending and saving money is an important factor that may determine how your life plays out. As long as you spend responsibly and save accordingly, you should be able to live a decent life. Lastly, in my opinion, almost anyone can live on minimum wage as long as they work hard and show perseverance through tough times. Thank you.